And we'll see you in hell.
Let's just go ahead and add 1,000 preemptive sins for EA. At this point, I don't even care if they have a traditional press conference. Their mere presence is sinful enough. But at the same time, I'm also going to add another 500 sins for Andrew Wilson being absent throughout all of EA's showing. Guess he caught wind of my previous E3 videos and got tired of me roasting him. You will never escape my wrath, fool.
Please, keep it going. They're making a Star Wars game.
So are we talking original trilogy Star Wars, prequel trilogy Star Wars, Clone Wars saga Star Wars, Old Republic era Star Wars, expanded universe that Disney pretends doesn't exist Star Wars, or the utter abomination known as The Last Jedi Star Wars? This is something you need to clarify because each of those eras have varying degrees of quality. Star Wars has become a tainted brand that doesn't automatically get me excited, and I'm upset that we've gotten to that point.
I mean, it's EA Play, it's E3, it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really get any bigger than that.
Once upon a time that was the case, and now your reputation has been erased.
Yeah, this is something that Stig and I have been envisioning for years, to see it come to life and be able to show you guys 15 minutes of gameplay today.
I mean, Cyberpunk 2077 showed us 45 minutes of gameplay, and that was a year ago. That's really nothing to brag about.
What is happening? What is this game all about, Vince?
This is a single-player action-adventure game set post...
They're not dead, everybody!
Completely embarrassing that we've reached a moment in time where that's a selling point. That's worth 15 sins on its own. I mean, this is pretty much what I expected, but don't suddenly turn this into Jedi Souls whenever we get to the tougher enemies. I have dealt with enough of that hoopla this entire generation. I certainly don't need it in a Star Wars game.
They're coming. Oh, this is it. At least we have the high ground.
I will now present to you this building-sized L for making that comment.
It's a Star Wars game, and Star Wars games in the past have allowed us to go light or dark. Is that a choice here?
No.
Okay, well. Why not?
Because this isn't KOTOR? What the hell do you mean, why not? The guy straight up said no. Accept some honesty where you can get it, especially in this day and age.
For those of you at home, you will stay tuned for Apex Legends.
So hype! Hype mode engaged!
Apparently you didn't get the memo. Hype mode has been permanently deactivated whenever EA is around.
Adam Freeman and I will be bringing you news on Battlefield 5.
Ah yes, that monumental catastrophe that was surrounded in controversy because you basically told people to piss off if they didn't like what you had to offer them. Nothing says selling a game quite like repeating the same footage for nearly 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, we have concept art for an expansion to a game that has been out for 9 months as of the publishing of this video. No worries, they can just label it as belated alpha content and not have to worry about any consequences. Speaking of belated, whatever happened to that Anthem game that supposedly had a 10-year plan? Oh, the 10-year plan actually means we'll get a complete game in 10 years. I too take great pleasure in watching IPs waste all of their potential.
That's right, we're about to talk Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I feel a great disturbance in the Force, as if millions of people suddenly groaned and then facepalmed.
So we also announced that the next planet that we're going to, it's another Clone Wars planet. It's the alien planet of Felucia.
Well, look at that. They finally included one of the many planets that I suggested back in my first Star Wars Battlefront video. You could have easily added new locations. Dagobah, Cloud City, Coruscant, Felucia, Naboo, Alderaan, and Mustafar. Just to name a few. I mean, you're a few years too late, but it's good to know that some of you devs actually listen to feedback. Next time, how about including them at launch so that your game doesn't get abandoned after a week?
So we consider Battlefront to be the greatest hits of Star Wars, where you get to play the most iconic heroes and villains and characters from all the Star Wars films.
Boy, doesn't that directly contradict what pea-brained CFO Blake Jorgensen claimed a couple years ago about not wanting to violate the canon when it came to the pink Vader skin? It's almost as if the EA executives and the developers themselves have different agendas, goals, and moral principles. Blah, blah, blah FIFA, blah, blah, blah Madden.
Do you think it's weird that Golden Boy gets to talk to Trevor Noah and not me?
How are you?
Hey, well, you know what? Get out of here. Go! Go away!
Future Father of the Year, Greg Miller, everyone.
EA is donating $1 million to 3 amazing nonprofits who are all about bullying prevention and inclusion in games.
You sure that $1 million isn't going to EA's chief marketing officer for continuously trying to convince us that EA is pretending to care about bullying and harassment? Because that's what my high-functioning, flawlessly designed universal bullshit translator is telling me.
The subreddit flipped out. I flipped out on Kind of Funny Games Daily. No Anthem at EA Play. What's happening?
Yeah, because, you know, it doesn't matter what we think. It only matters what the players think.
Oh, I see. So players only take priority after you've had a colossal launch failure. I can see how this business plan has worked out so well for you.
From there, what is the future of Anthem? And is there a future of Anthem?
Actually, there is a future of Anthem. It's right there in the black hole where Mass Effect 3 resides. Man, I haven't seen a hug that desperate since high school, where my girlfriend at the time pleaded me not to leave her stank ass. I always wondered what it would look like to see someone's soul slowly being drained away by the PR drivel. I have now bared witness to this unfortunate event.
What is up, Madden fans? I am your host, Adam Rank. Nobody.
No, that's a proper response to Madden. The real disappointment is that there are no empty seats around this stage.
And now, I can't wait for our final show of the day. It's more epic than Star Wars, more extreme than Battlefield, and more competitive than Madden, FIFA, Apex Legends combined. That's right. I'm talking about The Sims.
Ah, yes, The Sims, the most enthralling, engaging, riveting, digital dollhouse simulator of all time. Of all time, baby!
Let me first off tell you about the Grabbler.
The Grabbler?
Right, the Grabbler. He likes to take things.
Greg, I think you're onto something here. This could be EA's new mascot. It takes livelihoods and the souls of beloved franchises. Microsoft.
The corporate model is the oldest and most efficient structure history has ever shown us.
Might as well have just looked in the camera and said, "That's right, everyone. Capitalism is the master, and you all are here to serve it. We will exploit your emotional attachment to your favorite franchises and defile them at our will. We will include microtransactions, season passes, pre-order bonuses, post-launch DLC, and loot boxes, surprise mechanics, and you will purchase them like the no-good consumer cunts that you are. You can complain about our methods in your YouTube videos, Twitter posts, and whatever social media platform you use, and it will not make a difference. We own the rights and licenses to these properties, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Now, pay up or go find a different hobby." Whoops, my finger must have slipped dropping these truth bombs. Oh well, the aftermath actually looks quite appealing. But hey, at least The Outer Worlds isn't an Epic exclusive on consoles. Looks like sticking with the peasants finally paid off.
At E3 2018, we announced that Ninja Theory had joined Xbox Game Studios. We've started work on a number of new games at the studio, and in the near future, we'll be sharing details on all of these projects.
But, E3 is the place to be sharing those details. You have done a marvelous job of wasting your time and mine with this pointless announcement. I see that Ninja Theory brought their DMC Devil May Cry edginess to their new game. That's gonna be part of what is already an oversaturated market. Can't wait for this one to go the way of Lawbreakers and Radical Heights. More footage of the new Ori game is never a bad thing. No sins detected here. Ah yes, Minecraft, that's a thing that still exists. And they made it into a Diablo clone. Well, might as well do so since Blizzard doesn't care about Diablo anymore.
We on Team Xbox live for this exact moment. The moment we get to share the best of our art form here with you in LA.
I have heard this exact same song and dance for the past 6 years now, and yet I still see a severe lack of compelling first-party titles from you.
And gamers, we're everywhere. In under 2 decades, the number of players in the world has more than tripled. Over 2 billion of us now play games in every region and on every continent.
That's not a good thing like you think it is. That just means there's an exponential increase in the number of normies and casuals who continue to infect our industry by blindly accepting scummy, destructive, greedy business practices and foolishly defending them whenever legitimate criticism arises. Whoops, my finger must have slipped again. Oh look, they're doing the thing where they present a game that was already shown in a previous conference. Encouraging pre-orders for a game that is making its world premiere with a pre-rendered trailer showing no actual gameplay. Oh, gaming industry, your shamelessness never ceases to make me roll my eyes.
That's what I'm talking about! Alright, in and out!
Censorship. for what is going to be an M-rated game. That level of retardation never gets old. Okay, as much as I've been looking forward to Cyberpunk for a very long time, this has to be said. Last year, they showed us 45 minutes of gameplay that was a work in progress, and now, a year later, there's not a new gameplay demo, and the game is supposed to release in April of next year, which as of the publishing of this video is 8 months from now. And they used a Keanu Reeves reveal to distract us from that. This is a yellow flag, so keep that in mind and proceed with caution, because this is going to be one of the biggest disappointments in video game history if this goes south. I just need to point out that every single one of these indie games being shown is available on PC and or other consoles. The Xbox brand, literally worthless at this point. Absolutely no sins to be found here. In fact, there's quite a bit of win. Lots and lots of win. Only one of the games displayed here is worth a damn. Take a wild guess which one it is. I just love how there is unironically an Xbox Game Pass for PC, as if the majority of the games are not already available to play on PC. Still prioritizing 4K over 60 frames per second. This is why you will always be in last place. That's strange. I thought I watched E3 for video games, not airplane simulators. I'd do this in real life if I felt so inclined to do so. Age of Empires, more like the Age of Ours. Remasters, reboots, remakes, and rehashes. It's Mad Booty, everyone! I believe you are violating the canon once again, young fool. I'll say the same thing I said last year. Give me a Cowboy Bebop or Black Lagoon game and then we can talk. Get this shonen bullshit out of my face. Clearly I missed quite a bit by not playing Gears of War 4. What the hell is this nonsense? And why is it being shortened to Gears 5? Got tired of being another gaming franchise with the initials GOW?
We're excited to announce that Gears 5 is releasing on September 10th. And if you want to play 4 days early, you can with our Ultimate Edition or membership in the newly announced Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
Here's a little lesson in con artistry. You got to trick players into spending their money. If you want to be a proper businessman, you got to stick to the lowest depths you can. So instead of actually going with Ozzy Osbourne, you went with the Trick Daddy Little John version. I mean, I love my brothers and all, but sometimes you gotta stick with the classics. Ah, Terminator, the franchise that hasn't been good in almost 30 years, and you're gonna use that as a selling point because another substandard film is gonna be releasing soon. Very good marketing you got there. We don't have a whole lot of quality first-party titles, but at least there's another Elite controller for you to purchase for the very low price of...
what's the price on it?
The price is?
$179.99. $179.
And it includes all new innovative technology such as an internal rechargeable battery, which PlayStation has had since the PS3. Sorry, we're a bit behind the times, it seems. Forza Horizon. Ah, shit. Here we go again. Yes, we brought vehicle in Legos you very much like, right? Right? It's very impressive. The biggest practical joke from last year makes its triumphant return. Look at us marketing geniuses putting in the story mode after the game has already been launched.
Next year, you'll discover the newest entry in this landmark franchise. On console, for the very first time, only on Xbox. This is Crossfire X.
Yeah, except Crossfire's been out on PC for quite some time now. Just cause you put X at the end of it does not make it brand new. Y'all do know why they're showing Borderlands 3 in the Microsoft conference, right? They don't want to remind you that it's a timed exclusive on the Epic Store. I certainly don't give a damn. Game's not worth getting day one anyway.
Last fall, we announced our ambition to empower everyone, everywhere to play by bringing Xbox to the cloud.
Still trying to make console streaming the standard, huh? I get a feeling everyone supporting this is going to have it bite them in the ass one of these days.
When we think about the future of gaming, it's not just PC, it's not just console, it's not just mobile. It's really all of the above.
All three of those platforms already exist and have been for a long time now. It's not really the future if it's already here.
When we think about the future of gaming, It's not just PC, it's not just console, it's not just mobile. It's really all of the above.
I couldn't help but notice VR not being mentioned on that list. Did you finally give up on it like you did with the Kinect?
One of the things that gamers and developers are incredibly excited about is reducing load times.
It's going to usher in resolution and frame rates that we've never seen before. Like, never seen before.
We're looking at frame rates up to 120 frames per second.
What I'm personally most excited about is the SSD.
Faster loading times, 120 frames per second, SSDs? Did I get transported back to 2007? Why are these people talking like these are big leaps of technology? You can get all of that on PC right now.
Together with our partners at AMD, we have co-engineered and custom designed a state-of-the-art processor for Project Scarlet.
A custom-designed processor, so you're going to make the same mistake Sony made when creating the PS3 with their insufficient cell processor. Excellent. Make it more difficult for developers to create games that'll run well on your console.
Next holiday, we will launch Project Scarlet with Halo.
Can't wait to get a glimpse of the gameplay, and there's no gameplay for this title that's releasing in just over a year. Ubisoft. Wouldn't be a Ubisoft conference without deep-throating Assassin's Creed, even though they're not going to be releasing a new one this year. Hey guys, we're Ubisoft. We're making a new Watchdogs game about how extremists have overthrown the government in London, but we're totally not making a political statement. It's just convenient timing, you know? Don't want you guys thinking we're leaning a particular way, even though we've made it quite clear where we stand. Nope, this is just for your entertainment. So this whole Watchdogs Legion gameplay about you being able to play as any NPC and the story will organically shift with permadeath whenever one of them dies, absolute lies. It's too good to be true, and this is Ubisoft. They'll cut corners on it somehow. I spy with my little eye a soon-to-be failed experiment that'll show people once and for all how ridiculous and unreliable streaming games really is. Now it'll take significant time to give Tom Clancy games a tug job. Sam Fisher lives on in a brand new abysmal mobile game as we continue to desecrate his legacy. You wanted a new Splinter Cell? Fuck you, fans! Almost forgot about Twitch Thought Simulator, sponsored by your local gamer girl bathwater. And here you get a prime example of precisely why E3 is becoming irrelevant. Wasn't bad enough that they started announcing DLC at E3, no. Now it's promoting a limited game mode, basically a timed event like with Monster Hunter World and Overwatch. And it's instances like this that make me question continuing making these damn E3 videos. I'm convinced they're just trolling me at this point.
I'm here to announce Ubisoft's new subscription service on PC called Uplay Plus.
Hold on a moment, I gotta fix something real quick.
I'm pleased to announce that in 2020, Uplay Plus will be available on Stadia.
Sure, let me just shit out a few $1,000s with my augmented colon. These body mods really are some excellent pieces of tech. Bethesda.
Without you, there is no game.
Translation. Without you, we would have nobody modding our games to cover up how badly broken they are and how outdated our engine is. We appreciate your corporate shilling and unquestionable loyalty.
You keep us in check.
And yet, you've been making the same mistakes over and over for the past 2 decades. It's almost like you're a bunch of sociopaths pretending to care about feedback, only to continue on with your destructive path.
Please welcome Bethesda's Senior Global Vice President of Marketing, Pete Hines.
And just like that, we're starting off the conference buggy as hell with the hopes of it being fixed afterwards, which is perfectly fitting for Bethesda.
This past year, you fought demons on Mars and Nazis in America.
Actually, I was doing that back in 1994, but it's good to know you've made such great progress since then.
And that's the key. You take the worlds that we create and you make them yours.
I believe what you meant to say was, you take the games we create and actually make them playable. There. Fixed.
Please welcome studio head and my good friend, Todd Howard.
Let us all rise in unison for Todd Howard's Anthem.
We have had an incredibly exciting year at Bethesda Game Studios. Given some of that excitement, impressed you're still here.
Well, I did learn a long time ago to never underestimate the power of persuasion. The Church of Todd is almost as powerful as the cult of Cage and Kojima.
Take Fallout 76.
See what I mean? I can't wait till next year when Bethesda locks the audience in the building and sets it on fire while a laugh track plays.
A type of game we'd never done before. Had a lot of difficulties at launch. And we got a lot of well-deserved criticism.
Once again, using my flawlessly designed universal bullshit translator, I have successfully decoded Todd's message, and this is what he meant to say. I am extremely disappointed that all of you did not blindly accept my buggy, broken, trend-chasing, poor excuse of a game and modding it like you're used to doing. So instead of taking responsibility for my actions, I'm simply gonna double down and make the game worse for you. You will worship at my altar one way or another.
But first, our latest game, The Elder Scrolls Blades.
You know, I was half joking with myself that they would be spending time on Elder Scrolls Blades, and then I remembered I do live in Bizarro World.
Download free tonight and give it a try.
Now there's a guy whose self-respect is laying right next to the Titanic at the bottom of the ocean.
But most exciting this year, we're also bringing Blades to an all-new platform. Switchblades.
I mean, that's not the worst pun I've ever heard, but it is as comfortable as wiping my ass with sandpaper. And just so we have this in perspective, this is a game for mobile, which is a device you can take anywhere, being ported to the Switch, which is a console that you can take anywhere. The same console that also has Skyrim available on it. I once again welcome you to Bizarro World.
We've also been working on our biggest update yet. It's called Wastelanders.
So Fallout 76's big update is simply making a Fallout game that was not presented to us at launch.
That's right. Human NPCs are coming to Fallout 76.
Well, at least I know where all that Creation Club money went. It paid for every single Fallout 76 player in the world to be in attendance for this conference. All flights and expenses purchased in advance.
Year one was about the vault doors opening and all of you settling the wasteland. Year two is about people coming back to reclaim it.
I hate this place. This zoo, this prison, this reality, whatever you want to call it. I can't stand it any longer.
And in the spirit of free, we're doing something special just for E3. Fallout 76 is going to have a free trial for everyone starting tomorrow.
No worries, everyone. This is just our admission of failure, and we're simply giving you the chance to see that failure for yourselves. But boy, we surely screwed over all those suckers who actually bought the game day one. Well, you clearly ruined a John Denver song. Might as well do the same with Johnny Cash.
Fuck yeah, we put a battle royale in Fallout 76.
Look, everyone, we can be trend chasing on original hacks too. Siri, will Bethesda ever get their act together?
Ha 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 ha. Highly unlikely. These Bethesda shitfucks are incapable of learning from their mistakes.
You know your conference has hit rock bottom when not even Shinji Mikami can save it from its soul-sucking boredom. I see what you're trying to do here, Bethesda, and I'm not falling for it. Bringing in an adorable Japanese woman is not going to distract me from how atrocious your conference is. You may have thirsty, desperate men fooled, but I'm not one of them. Well, it's about time we got a somewhat intriguing game. I sure wish I could see some gameplay to determine its quality. Alert. Fake empathy through the exploitation of gamers detected.
The Elder Scrolls Online has dragons.
Dragons, you have now been anointed as the new zombies. Good job of wasting the Elsewhere title for the Elder Scrolls Online instead of Elder Scrolls 6. Initiating overly long CG cutscene featuring your favorite presentation. Lack of gameplay.
Commander Key, on to the stars. Commander Key. Why can't you just die?
At Bethesda, we, like you, love mobile games.
No. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. 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 Hell no. No. No.
Oh, that's right. Rage 2 was a game that released. It fell out of my conscience after a week or so.
This summer, we are going to be launching Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Oh, how unfortunate for you that I waited this long to send E3, because I actually got a chance to play Wolfenstein Youngblood, and damn. You didn't just drop the ball dropped off a cliff and into a pit of boiling acid. Holy hell, what a disappointment. Future Sins video for that one for sure. Once again, you have an interesting premise overshadowed by the lack of gameplay. I was seriously contemplating making another CG cutscene bonus round like I have before, but this year's E3 just doesn't deserve it.
And at Bethesda, we're proud of our legacy of innovation
where again and again we've changed the industry. We are the inventors of the first-person shooter.
Technically, the first-person shooter genre can be traced all the way back to the early 1970s with Maze War, long before you existed. And id Software pioneered it. You simply bought them out.
We are pioneers in downloadable content and the first to bring mods to consoles. And actually, since we first brought mods to consoles in 2016, there have been 1 billion mod downloads for Fallout and Skyrim.
I would like to see the statistics for that, and I want to know how many of them were nude mods, because I bet that amount is 0.
Innovation and creativity is in our DNA.
Then how unfortunate for you that you have diluted your gene pool. Oh, another streaming service. I see that the gaming industry continues to be addicted to failure. Look at this bootleg NVIDIA Shield. What was that about being proponents of innovation again? How ironic that I mentally went through hell just to get to Doom Eternal.
Well, we've got one more thing we know that you've been waiting to hear about. Our totally new Doom multiplayer experience.
Speaking of multiplayer, whatever happened to Quick Champions? Did you let it die just like your integrity? The entire PC gaming show being sponsored by the Epic Games Store. Square Enix. The remake to one of the most overrated games of all time. Look, I'm really happy for you Final Fantasy fans, but I for one will not be participating in this global suckfest. I already got the remake I wanted, so you guys go right ahead. Boy, this whole E3 certainly has a tendency of significantly dropping the hype mood. Ff7 Remake-Life Is Strange 2? A sequel that I have heard practically nothing from? So you guys remember when people joked about the Wii U basically being the Smash Brothers machine? I think Square Enix should just be called the Final Fantasy Company, since they continue to whore it out as much as they do. Sorry, Octopath Traveler. I like you, and I know that you meant well being a throwback to old school RPGs, but there's a reason why some RPG elements were left in the past. Standards have been improved, and it's not unreasonable to have those standards met. 5 games into this conference, and all of them have been either remakes, re-releases, or games that are already out. Full disclosure, F-Zero and Mario Kart are the only interesting racing games. The rest of you are just marathoning with earthworms. Presenting a conference so lackluster they had to squeeze in an advertisement for their goofy music streaming service. Just keep proving me right, why don't you? I don't think this is quite the selling point you think it is. Plus, by the time this releases, you're going to be a little late on the looter shooter craze. And they say it's just the publishers who are ruining gaming. Meanwhile, there are cheers for a 20-year-old game basically getting the PC version ported to consoles. The lack of self-awareness is too damn high. Oh, it's the Avengers game that looks like its character models took a nosedive into the uncanny valley. And if you can't even get that right, my doubts start to swell up mighty quick.
Do the Avengers pose a danger to society? That was the question, Bruce. That was the question.
Nathan Stark? Tony Drake? I did not sign up for this madness. The disrespect for Hawkeye continues. Well, look at that. We got Troy Baker, Nolan North, Travis Willingham, and Laura Bailey. I've never seen or heard these people before in my life. Such original casting choices you've got here.
Marvel's Avengers delivers a narrative over multiple years, with exciting new content released at a regular basis.
The Avengers game will now become this year's Fallout 76, where any interest that I might have had is killed in 10 seconds or less.
So our promise to the community is that we won't have random loot boxes or pay-to-win scenarios.
But we will have microtransactions of some sort, because that's just the way things are, and a lot of you are MCU fans who are going to be suckered into buying the game anyway. Where the hell is the new F-Zero, Nintendo? Where the hell is Bayonetta 3, Nintendo? Where the hell is Metroid Prime 4, Nintendo?